guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Nerdology channel. I'm Mohamed, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Avantree D18 earbuds from, obviously, Avantree. But first off, before I start reviewing these earbuds, I would like to say congratulations and happy Eid for all the Muslims out there celebrating Iftar Eid. I know it's a little bit late, but I would like to congratulate everybody who's celebrating Eid. Have an absolute blast celebrating Eid. And yeah, with that said, let's move on to the review. So these are some wired earbuds, mostly aimed towards exercising and sports. You're going to find them in Egypt. They're available at 2B shops and as well as Souq.com, Jumia, and Amazon. I will include the links down below. Go check them out in case you want to buy them. You're going to find these for around 400 pounds to 370 pounds, depending on where you look, as well as mostly $21, $22 on Amazon. Again, I will include the prices so that you can check out the latest updated prices at any time you want. So with that said, what do these headphones serve in terms of purpose? They're mostly aimed towards exercising and sports. As you can see the design, they do have the hooked design. And again, for 400 pounds or 21 pounds, $21, the packaging is actually quite solid. It's got magnets on it. It's got this really nice presentation here. Of course, you're going to find the manual and the guide and everything. It's a really nice packaging for $20. I mean, again, most headphones within the same price, you're not going to be able to find, this kind of packaging. It's just basically really hard plastic shells that you're going to have to pretty much dig in with a knife to take them out. So it also includes a pouch, which I will show you in a second. There it is. It's a nice pouch. It's hard shell. Of course, it comes in black and red, which is one of my favorite color combos. And it's relatively easy to use. You're going to find the ear gels. It comes with 6 ear gels, ones that are colored and ones that are not. There is no difference in textures. I've had a bit of a hands-on, and I really can't tell if there's a bit of a texture difference. To me, they're all the same, just the different looks in terms of color tips. So I guess if you want to use colored ear gels or not, it's up to you. If you want to use the black plain ones or the colored ones, it's up to you. And of course, I keep my spare earbuds in this pocket here. Again, it's a really solid case, and it gets the job done. And again, it's unexpected at the price point, $20. You really shouldn't expect much. Again, these are not the cheapest available earbuds on the market. They're somewhere, around the mid-ranger territory of earbuds. So again, I'm not really saying that, you shouldn't really expect anything to come with these earbuds. But again, in this price range, there isn't much you can expect with these earbuds. The most you can expect is a better construction quality, but not this kind of packaging, that's for sure. So let's take a look at the Avantree earbuds. Now, I've always seen the Avantree brand available at shops and everything, and I was always intrigued of what kind of quality they could offer. They always seem to have really nice and decent and well-made products, well presented with decent packaging. So I always wanted to experiment the Avantree, and I've been using the Panasonic earbuds, the super famous 50,000-ish reviewed headphones on Amazon. Again, and I love them, but again, one side of these earbuds died, so I had to find a replacement. I looked up online and I bought these Philips earbuds, which had a huge lack of bass. So after extensive research, I came to the Avantree D18, and wow, I'm in love with these. First off, the hooked ear design is, let's talk a little bit about the design. The hooked ear design is aimed towards, again, stabilizing these things and keep them attached to your ears. And this design actually works. Now, I know it's a little bit odd for people, at first when you look at this design, you're like, okay, which side is the left side and which side is the right side? But you're going to get used to it eventually. They also provide some left markings and right markings here to make things a little bit easier, with a dimple on the left side, just for blind people in case if they wanted to put these things on, not to have a hard time. Again, you know, the design is relatively simple, and these things are aimed towards exercising and sports. And these are actually sweat resistant, which means, yeah, if you're using them for exercising and working out, these things are going to be perfectly fine. So that is also a really nice touch. Also, you're going to find some of the parts of these earbuds are made with metal. So, for example, the headphone jack is actually made with metal parts, and of course it's got the gold plating on it, as well as the cable itself is, unlike many of the $20 range or $15 earbuds, which has this really super thin cord that feels like it's going to pretty much break or cut out at any time. It feels super flimsy and super cheap. This one is not. This is thick, fat, and just like really well made and rugged. This thing can take a beating. I mean, I bet if these things got I don't know, just dragged into a washing machine or something and you know, pretty much spent a whole rinsing cycle in it, they're gonna pretty much come up intact and survive. Like, that's completely fine. I mean, cables that are that thick, I would be surprised if any damage would happen to them. In fact, I don't even think that the earbuds themselves, like the whole famous, you know, thing where you know one side of the earbuds just die. I mean, this happens with literally like 90% of the earbuds that I bought, the wired ones anyway. One side always dies, but thanks to this design, I think it's really built to last. Like, I mean, the whole part here, which is mostly where the cut happens. Or, you know, some of the cables get loose, you know, mostly it happens in this part. I think due to the design here, I think, yeah, they have considered this part, and I don't think that the whole earbud thing would happen again. So I think, yeah, both earbuds would actually last for a very long time, thanks to the very rugged design. And of course, you will also find an inline mic with, of course, made out of metal. Again, the design is really well made, and they do feel rugged and well built, and I love that. And aesthetics, I mean, again, in terms of aesthetics, they do look quite decent. Not a huge fan of the whole black on black thing here, but again, I just love the silver on black theme here, and I really think they're good looking earbuds. Now, one thing I'm not a huge fan about the design here is the inline mic and remote, obviously, has these really thin buttons, and they don't have the best tactility, and they also don't have the best distinguishing feeling. I mean, there is this dimple, but it's really just almost flush, you know, to the surface, and it's impossible to feel which side is which. I mean, usually they're separated, but thanks to this really odd design, they're all just like pretty much attached to each other. And it's really hard to tell which one is volume up, which one is volume down, which one pauses and which one plays. It's really hard, you know, just to tell them by feel. So again, I'm not a huge fan of the buttons. They don't have the best responsiveness. They're super thin, and they're actually hard to distinguish one from another. So not the biggest fan. Does the mic work well though? Yes, it does. The mic does have a very good quality. I've never had any issues, never had to put it against my mouth just for anybody to listen to me. It was all crystal clear, and it sounded great at all times. So yeah, the mic actually works just fine. And again, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the controls themselves, but again, they get the job done. So let's talk about the highlight feature of these earbuds. I mean, first off, they're sweat resistant, but the thing that makes them really stand out the most is the drivers themselves in these earbuds. So these have dual drivers. Of course, you would say, like, yeah, I mean, every headphone, every earbud would have dual drivers, but that would be not true. Each one of these earbuds themselves, each side of these earbuds themselves would have two drivers. Two drivers here and two drivers here. Why would you do that? Why would you have two drivers? That seems like a little bit of an overkill. Here's the thing, in most earbuds, in most headphones, you would have one driver to do the whole work, right? And again, like in most headphones, I'm not talking about studio monitors or anything, in most headphones, you'd have to sacrifice one of the frequencies. It's a very rare case when you can find this earbuds that pretty much, or headphone, that pretty much does everything. All the frequencies reproduced properly and done right. And again, if you find them, they do come at a price. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to find something that does everything right. You're always going to sacrifice some frequencies. You know, if you want to have some kick-ass bass, you're going to have to sacrifice the treble. If you want to have some amazing treble with some amazing clarity, you're going to probably have to sacrifice the bass. There's always this opportunity cost at work, and you're going to have to lose something. You're going to have to let go of some frequency. Here, though, these drivers actually focus on their own individual jobs. You're going to find on each side a 5mm driver that focuses on the bass frequencies and the mids, and you're going to find an 8mm driver that focuses only on the treble, and that allows these headphones, these earbuds, to pretty much do what they're supposed to do. Each driver focuses on its sole job of reproducing bass or treble or mids. And yeah, I mean, again, I've heard tons of soundtracks, tons of music on these things, and I can tell, yeah, I mean, the bass is fantastic. Granted, it does get a little bit overwhelming at times. It gets a little bit muddy, but again, the bass response is phenomenal. It's just some of the best I've heard on any wired earbuds, honestly. A really, really good bass response. And again, even despite the fact that it is a little bit overwhelming at times, it never really bothered me. And the mids, oh my god, the mids, they're extremely just like really well done. I mean, I've never heard mids that are reproduced this good, again, on earbuds with this price range. I mean, at $20 to find mids that are this prominent, it's really hard to find. Some people might complain that the mids might be a little bit screeching at times, might be a little bit harsh for anyone's taste, but you know, again, I just love the clarity of the mids and how the vocals are represented. I love that. And last but not least, the treble. Again, despite the fact that, yeah, there is a driver focusing on the treble reproduction, I'd say the treble reproduction is mostly the weakest part of these earbuds. Not to the point that I would say it's bad, it's actually good. The treble is good, but it's just not as prominent as the bass or the mids. But yeah, again, these things do everything good. Treble is good, mids are good, bass are good, bass is good. So like across the board, the frequencies are all reproduced properly. And again, for 400 pounds or 370 pounds, depending on where you look, and at $21, I'd say these things are absolutely worth it. The ceiling is fantastic. Design-wise, again, the fit is phenomenal. This design, this hook design, just pretty much hooks in my ears, and it just never lets go. No matter how much I shake my head, I mean, if I'm raving and going nuts and just like pretty much sucked into my own music and just going nuts with music and dancing and everything and shaking my head, these things won't budge. Trust me on this. These things are not gonna budge. They're gonna stick in and they are not gonna move. And yeah, sometimes to the point that I'm actually finding a hard time taking them out. If I want to talk to somebody quickly and listen to somebody while I'm, you know, if I'm busy at listening to music or something, and somebody's talking to me, I want to take these things off pretty darn quickly within like 1 or 2 seconds. These things actually require a little bit of work to get off, you know, because again, like I said, these things fit so incredibly well. The ceiling is fantastic. The noise isolation is also great. But again, these things they just fit. If you have the right earbuds and you have put them properly, they're not going to come out. They are not. No matter how much you shake, how much you move, how much you work out or whatever, these things are not going to come out. They're going to stay in your ears, and they're going to be even hard to take out at times. So again, do I think that the Avantree D18 is worth the price? I absolutely think so. And in fact, I do think that it's really hard to find competitors at this price point. I mean, for $20, you can probably get some Skull Candy earbuds, and they wouldn't include a case. Sure, I mean, in terms of styling, they're going to look great and everything, but I mean, you're not going to find earbuds that sound this good from Skull Candy, and they're going to probably be extremely flimsy, and they're going to break within the first 3 months. So yeah, and again, options from Philips and Panasonic, although yes, they're good, but they wouldn't approach this level of fidelity when it comes to audio. I'm really pleasantly surprised by the Avantree D18. I really do think this is one of the best options at this price point. And if you're looking for earbuds within the $20 price range, the $15 price range, this would probably be it. Your search is pretty much ended, because these are the ones you should probably pick up, the Avantree D18. So that was it for the review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments down below what next should I review, and thank you for watching.